All right, friends, welcome back. So today we're gonna do, like always, I like to do the Sabaton reviews on the weekends. I know everyone's talking about the Sabaton behind the song thing with Indie Nidell. I'll do those reviews as well. I want to get the songs first. I actually watch Indie and the band do those all the time. I just want to do these first though. So today we're going to be listening to Fields of Verdun. So for those who don't know, the Siege of Verdun started in February of 1916. Now, battles in battles in World War One compared to other wars aren't exactly what we think. The Battle of Verdun started in February of 1916 and didn't end until December. So that's 9 months of combat. So, but we know this because this is the way World War One was fought. You take one trench and they take it back. I'll actually do a review of the Sabaton song called "Price of a Mile." It demonstrates this all perfectly. But pretty much the plan was the Germans wanted to push through Verdun to open the road to Paris, and the French were not going to let them. If you watched my video of me playing Battle of Empires, I'm actually wearing this helmet as well during it. I decided to wear it because I thought, French. But a phrase that became famous during the Battle of Verdun is the phrase "on ne passe pas," which is French for "they shall not pass." That might sound familiar to some of you because knowing that you like history, you probably like Lord of the Rings too. And those of you that know, J.R.R. Tolkien was in World War One, and he heard of the "on ne passe pas" chant, and he thought it was beautiful and brave, and that's why you have that scene where Gandalf faces off with the Balrog and says, "You shall not pass." It's actually based on "on ne passe pas." But as always, thank you for joining. If you're returning to the channel and you are not subscribed yet, or if you're new to the channel, I please invite you to subscribe. I keep looking at my analytics. Most of our views are coming from returning viewers, but you're not already subscribing. I try to get new videos out every week. We're getting real close to that 500, which means this becomes more of a full-time job for me at that point. So please, please, please subscribe to the channel. Also, please like, share, and comment. It helps the algorithm. And let's get into it. Alrighty, so this is going to be your first. I'm actually using a Sabaton original video. Like always, I'm going to leave the link in the video after to the actual video because, like always, I'll stop the song and explain things. But this actually is a video they themselves produced. So this is a first, and this is Fields of Verdun. So here we go. Let me just actually double check. There we go. Just don't want too loud. All right, here we go. So already we got a few things. The bombardment lasted a day. So this is what a very common tactic the Germans started using back when it wasn't even Germany. This was a tactic the Prussians actually adapted, which they actually adapted from Napoleon. For sieges and things, they would do a 24-hour bombardment. The idea was you're going to take away their sleeping abilities, you're going to make them exhausted, and then you have what's called a creeping bombardment, which is you bombard them, but the infantry then slowly moves forward. So it's creeping because it's going just ahead of the infantry enough that you're not hitting your guys, but you're still hitting the enemy. The green fields turn to gray. A famous song from World War One is "The Green Fields of France," which is actually it's an English song, but the northeast, the northwest of France was completely ravaged by World War One, and Belgium itself was completely ravaged. You had these beautiful farmlands and everything that, because of the trenches and the artillery bombardments and things, it ended. Another thing I forgot to mention is when he said father and son, nowhere to run. So, like I said, if Verdun was to fall, there may have been an open road to Paris. So, to hold Verdun was the most important thing possible. During the French Revolutionary Wars, or better known as the War of the First Coalition, the Duke of Brunswick actually took Verdun after a very long siege. The French would actually stop the coalition in the Battle of Valmy outside of Paris. But that was not the situation here. If Verdun was to fall, there's a very strong possibility the German Empire would have entered Paris a second time. Also, father and son is referring to the fact that you had whole generations get wiped out by World War One, and no countries suffered worse than France and Germany. A whole generation will be wiped out in both of these countries because of this war. And the Battle of Verdun was actually one of the single most costly battles. And what makes it crazy is this was the French and Germans one-on-one. The British had not yet arrived en masse yet, and the Americans wouldn't arrive, and the Russians were in the east. So this was the French versus the Germans, and it was bad.
Turn to wasteland from the grass. Thou shalt go no further, it was said they shall not pass. The spirit of resistance and the madness of the war. So go ahead, face it and join the dead, though you die for your life, never asking why.
Yeah, so there we go with the they shall not pass, une passe pas. But also, we think about flamethrowers, we always think about that scene Saving Private Ryan, where the guy with the flamethrower runs up and lights up the bunker, and they're like, oh, let them burn. Flamethrowers in World War One were extremely dangerous. Pretty much, you're carrying this tank full of gas on you, or petro, whatever it is, and you're walking with a lit pipe. The pipe is on fire already, and pretty much you're letting air pressure hit the flammable liquid, and that's what shoots it out. You are literally walking around as a bomb, pretty much. If you get shot, you and everyone around you is dead. So it's kind of, you see that guy coming forward, and even right before I pause this, you see the guy with the flamethrower lighting things up. That you're gone if one thing messes up. You're gone if you hit that thing wrong. But some of the most savage fighting on the Western Front took place during Verdun. We see here the German stormtroopers are storming in and fighting the French soldiers, and that's saying une passe pas, they will not pass. Here, this was actually nice about the Sabaton videos. They actually do give the history at the end. So I'll read this for you. The Battle of Verdun lasted 303 days. I was close. And last the longest active battle in history. So yeah, that's almost a year. That is just short, like 40 days of a year. So pretty bad. It was one of the bloodiest battles of the Great War with over 700,000 casualties. Yeah, it's insane to think about. The battle became a strong symbol for the French resistance, along with the words "On ne passe pas," which means they will not pass. So yeah, so Verdun would be what held the Germans at bay and would cause this whole, like I said before, another Sabaton song, "Price of a Mile." I like when they do these videos because I'm pretty sure this actually was filmed in the United States. We have a big World War I reenacting trench field in Pennsylvania that a friend of mine, he used to do Austro-Hungarian Empire reenacting for World War I, that he used to actually fight there. But yeah, this is a really, I enjoy the song, to be honest. It's not on my top, but it's definitely one of my more favorable ones. Good, very good video. Like I said, I usually don't use the Sabaton videos, but this is a very well done one. But yeah, Verdun was probably one of, 700,000 casualties. That's both sides, by the way. Just before you're like, 700,000 on one side? No, that's both sides. But that's crazy. I'm doing this series on Napoleon's marshals, and the French army entered Russia with 700,000 men. Like, just put that in perspective. That is all those guys dying in 1 year. In less than 1 year, technically. So, as always, friends, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you enjoy the videos and you come back and you watch them again and again, please subscribe. It helps out the channel. It helps me make sure I do better on these videos. I can get some better quality things. We can make more videos. Just please subscribe. If you're returning, please like, share, and comment. And as always, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next one.